All right. The Delphi case. How all of a sudden people are taking the Ron Logan search warrant. Excuse me, I'm just sitting around eating some pasta salad. They're taking his search warrant now and trying to say no, he was the killer. Well, there's been no proof of that. Ron Logan was not the bridge guy. I don't think Ron Logan was the bridge guy. Let me ask you folks something. Do you think are people that dumb where he kills two girls and leaves the girls on his property? That just don't make sense, folks. It don't make sense. That close to his house to home, that ain't making sense. Now, could he have known about it? He did know all them good boys down there, them good old boys or whatever, that are now locked up for prison or in prison for murder of another girl. Don't make sense. I'm not saying he didn't know about it. I'm not saying maybe he orchestrated, but there's no proof of that. People are going off of a search warrant. We don't know if anything was found there or not. We don't know if he was there or not. We don't know if someone planted it there. All this talk about they wanted his land. It's very possible they tried to set him up for it. Hey, if the police say it's Ron Logan, then show me the proof. Last night I was in a chat and people were talking about, well, maybe a hunter killed her or killed the girls by accident. And, well, you know what? Why are they letting people walk on the trails if they hunt out there? See, where I'm from, there was certain areas you couldn't hunt by a residential area. You couldn't hunt at a park where people were walking and stuff like that. So why would they be letting people walk around on them trails if it's a known hunting place? That's just asking for trouble. I don't know. We'll have to find out this. I can't believe people are saying, well, he's the killer. No, no. Just because they did a search warrant on his house, don't mean he's the killer. He might have knew the killers. And I keep telling people there was more than one person. The police even left that clue that there was many people on the recording or numerous voices other than Abby and Libby's. So could Ron Logan have been there? I don't know. Let's listen to the whole video. Have the police release the whole video of Bridge Guy or whoever's on the video, the recording. All this time went by, almost 5.5 years. And the police didn't release the information that it was Ron Logan. 5 years, 5.5 years. They talked to Ron Logan right after the murder. You know, all this time went by and they didn't come out and say, well, it was Ron Logan, or you know, that's pretty I don't know. Why didn't they throw Ron Logan in prison right away? When they got the search warrant? Well, probably because they didn't know at that time how deep it went. No, I guess there was a shirt or a sweater or something missing from the crime scene. That it was a bloody crime scene, a massive amounts of blood, and they would have to have blood all over them if they did something like that. Now, in order not to have blood all over the perpetrator or the perpetrators, there's only one way they could have did that. They would have had to kill the girls, and the heart would have had to stop pumping blood, because if the girls were alive and the heart was still pumping, then that means there would be blood squirting everywhere because the heart is pumping. The heart's pumping. So if they would have cut one of them girls massively or something like that, it would have squirted blood all over everything. So they are right about that. But I was thinking, well, what if the girls were already dead and then they did bad things to them after the heart wasn't pumping? Then there would just be blood in one area, not really all over. I don't know. I'll tell you what, this crime case stuff is it's nuts. We don't even think about these things in our normal life until you start getting wrapped up into this crime case stuff, and then you start researching it, and then I sit back and I'm like, my God, I never even used to think this way about anything. Why are we doing this? It's not normal. And I do understand what people say. It's kind of gory, and it is. I never researched uh, ways people could die or whatever. It's crazy stuff. I want to give a shout out to Miller's grocery store. This pasta salad's pretty good. It's got tomatoes in it, olives, black olives, carrots. I'll tell you what, there's no way that 76-year-old man did all that damage by himself. There's no way. And then left him on his own property. That don't make sense, folks. Knowing that the police were going to knock on his door. Hey, we found two dead girls on your property. It don't make sense to me, if you ask me. But I'm an idiot, so. But there's only one way he didn't get no blood on him, and that's if the girls were already dead. Then he did sick stuff to them. Then it's possible that there wasn't blood squirting all over. But if he did what they're saying, that there was massive amounts of blood there, uh, and he did that while they were alive and the heart was pumping, well, then yes, it would squirt blood everywhere. Christ, I cut myself one time at work, and as my heart was beating, the blood was pumping out. Uh, so yeah, but that's the only thing I can think of is the girls would have had to been dead, and now they're saying, well, the girls were moved. You know, all right, well, staged or whatever. Then maybe they weren't killed there, killed somewhere else, and then uh, I don't know. It's too risky during the day. People are like, well, it's kind of not really, not on a known trail where there was people out there, and during the day, broad daylight, and to do something like that, the girls are going to scream. So somebody had to hear something. If somebody was on the trail walking, dog lady and flannel guy and all these people that were out there, too risky. I don't know. But then again, there are some nut jobs in the world, complete nut jobs. I don't know. But that's just my opinion. Do I think Ron Logan was the killer? He could have been there, but he'd be very stupid if he was part of it and they left left the bodies on his property. They had to he had to known that the police would come knocking on the door sooner or later saying, we found some kids on your property dead. That's leading them right to the horse's mouth. It just don't seem right to me. We'll keep on the path that we're on with uh, suspects and what's going on, you know. And now they release this. Why? Well, he's dead. He can't fight it. He can't come up and say this is a crime. Didn't have it, He can't fight it. So now they put out, well, Ron Logan was the killer because he's dead. No, I ain't buying that. He can't fight it. Paperwork can be faked, believe me. I ain't buying it yet that Ron Logan is the killer. He might have known about it. He might have been there. I don't think so. I don't think he's that dumb. You would think he'd say, hey, you get these kids off of my property, you dump them somewhere else. Don't lead them right to my front door. I don't know. People got to think about that. They really do. And the reason they probably got a search warrant in the first place, my opinion, is because they were found on Ron's property. So automatically they probably got a search warrant. I bet you if they were found on someone else's property, they would have got a search warrant too. That just comes with right away. Anybody that's investigating a case, you find two girls on someone's property, you're going to want to check the property out and the people that live there. I don't know, but I got to go. I got to finish the rest of this pasta salad. And I'll be back later. I think they put vinegar or something inside this pasta salad. Tastes pretty good. All right, folks, that's just my opinion on the Delphi case. I don't think it's over yet. I'll tell you what, though, some of these YouTubers and creators and social media news channels, they're creating more of a whirlwind than anything. Everybody knew that they had search warrants for Ron Logan's property. That was out a long time ago when the case first happened. I think Ron Logan was on a channel saying they searched his property or something like that. I don't know. Bunch of mad stuff. Why do I think he went to jail? Probably because he lied about his alibi. He was drinking and drinking and driving, and he wasn't supposed to be. That's probably why. I think you would think that the police, if they had all the proof that it was Ron Logan, you think they would have came out and said, "We got the guy. Everyone is safe. You know, you can rest at night." Although I wouldn't. I live in Indiana. I know how it is. You know, and I'll tell you, you can't trust nobody these days. You really can't. I'll tell you what, the ladies at the grocery store, that's a good pasta salad. It really is. All right, folks, be safe and keep an eye out for the bad weather. We got bad weather coming around. I got a day off because it's raining out. Still raining. Still drizzling out. All right, folks, talk to you later. Be safe.